Alright everyone, this is Zero Budget Geek and welcome to my review of the Eldritch Moon expansion for Magic Duels. In prior episodes we took a look at the different colors. We took a look at white, blue, black, and red. In this episode we're taking a look at the green cards. Now I am looking at these cards for the first time, so you're basically getting my first impressions. Some of the cards I may like, some I may not like, and I'd like for you to go down into the comment section and let me know what you think. Am I right on some of them, or maybe you need to enlighten me on why some cards are better than I may think. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at what we got. And first off, we have the Backwoods Survivalist, 1 green, 3 colorless. It's a common human warrior and it's a 4/3. And when you get Delirium, Backwoods Survivalist gets +1/+1 and has trample as long as there are 4 more creature card types among cards in there. So so becomes a 5/4 with trample for 4 mana. I guess that's not too bad. At 4 mana, it's not that great. So overall, not that great of a creature. It's probably better Delirium things you'd want to use. Alright, next we have the Briar. Blood Briar. Yeah, I said that right. Okay, 1 green, 2 colorless. It's a 2/3 common plant elemental. When you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Blood Briar. So let's see, 3 mana for 2/3 isn't too terrible. But he's crappy otherwise unless you can sacrifice stuff. So in the right deck, he could be really good. Otherwise, he's very not good. Okay, we have the Cropsy, 1 green enchantment. It's an uncommon. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put the top card of your library into your graveyard. So this will help with those Delirium cards. And then once you have Delirium, you can pay 1 green, 2 colorless to sacrifice the Cropsy, return up to 1 target creature card and up to 1 target land card from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. So this helps you get to Delirium. Then once you have the Delirium, you can sacrifice this to get a creature and a land back. So pretty interesting. Again, it's specifically for Delirium decks. I don't know that you'd use this outside of that. Maybe it could go in some kind of black and green Reanimator deck, but not too sure about that. Otherwise, pretty interesting card. It just has a very specific use. Alright, we have the Crossroads Consecrate. It's 1 green and it's a 1/2 common human cleric. So 1/2 for 1 mana is not too terrible. You pay a green and tap it. Target attacking human gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So it's okay. I mean, this is very specifically for a humans type deck. Outside of that, it's not going to see any use. So that's pretty much it. Alright, next we have the Eldritch Evolution, and that is a freaking creepy. What is that? Oh, it's a boar with his butt turning into another boar. I don't know. Alright, 2 green and 1 colorless. It's a rare sorcery. As an additional cost to catch Eldritch Evolution, you sacrifice a creature, which is out of that's a little out of place for green, I think. Black is usually the sacrifice. Anyway, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less, where X is 2 plus the sacrifice creature's converted mana cost. Put that card into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Exile Eldritch Evolution. So pretty nice as a sorcery, be really great as an instant, probably overpowered as an instant. So you sacrifice one of your creatures to get something else bigger, essentially. So pretty nice. I can see this going in many different decks. I mean, you know, you could take a 3-cost guy into a 5-cost guy. So, yeah, pretty interesting card. I don't know I'd put it in every deck, but in certain decks it'd probably go really good. Especially, actually, let's back up a second. This will probably go really good in decks where the creatures you sacrifice give you an effect when they die. That would be pretty good synergy there. Alright, we have Emre Cools. God, I can't speak. Emre Cools Evangel. 1 green, 2 colorless, a rare human horror, and that is really creepy there. He's a 3/2 for 3 mana, not bad. And you tap him and sacrifice him, and any number of other non-Eldrazi creatures. Put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token onto the battlefield for each creature sacrificed this way. So once he's done with his summoning sickness, you can kind of do this at instant speed. So this yeah, this will be interesting. It'll probably help you protect your guy, or rather, your guy gets targeted, you sacrifice it to get something else in play. Again, this would go really good with creatures that when they get sacrificed or when they die, you get some kind of effect out of it, so you'd get extra benefits out of doing it. So in a specialized deck, this would be pretty cool. Outside of that, I don't know, it's very limited. Alright, we have Emre Cools Influence. 2 green, 2 colorless, an uncommon enchantment. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi creature spell with converted mana cost 7 or greater, draw 2 cards. So I mean, most of the time you're not gonna have, well, actually this may actually be okay, because I believe there's a lot of what do you call those, there's creature cards in this set that you can cast them. They have a high cost, but you can cast them for a low cost if you sacrifice some creatures. What the hell is it called, emergence or something like that. So this would go good with those if you can get a bunch of them. So this could be interesting, but again, it's for a specialty deck, so its use is going to be limited. We have the Foul Emissary. 1 green, 2 colorless, a human horror. It's a 1/1, so you better have something really good for this cost. When Foul Emissary enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. When you sacrifice, there we go, sacrifice Foul Emissary while casting a spell with Emerge. That's what I was looking for, Emerge. Put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token into the battlefield. So you play this guy, he gets you another creature, and then if you sacrifice him because you're doing the Emerge, you get a 3/2 Eldrazi horror. So again, a specialty creature for those Eldrazi horror Emerge decks. Outside of that, you probably won't be playing this. Alright, we have a Gnarlwood Dryad, 1 green. It's a 1/1 with Death Touch, not bad at all. And once you get Delirium, it gets +2/+2. So it'll be 3/3 for 1 mana with Death Touch, not bad at all. I could see this in just about any deck, not just Delirium. So pretty cool. Nice 1/1 with Death Touch. Gives you an early attacker, and later in the game can block much bigger things and kill them. So very cool. I like it. Alright, we have the Grapple with the Past. 1 green, 1 colorless. It's a common instant. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may return a creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. So 3 cards. This is not, I mean, again, it's has to be in a specialty deck, one of those Delirium decks, but this could be actually interesting. In those decks, it'll be really good. Outside of it, I don't see this being very, very useful. Alright, we have the Hamlet Captain. 1 green, 1 colorless, a 2/2 human warrior. He's an uncommon, not bad cost, and when he attacks or blocks other humans you control, get +1/+1 until end of turn. Well, that ability there just pretty much makes him only useful for humans decks. I don't really see him being used outside of that. So we have Ishkana Graf Widow. 1 green, 4 colors, a legendary spider. It's a mythic. It's a 3/5 with reach. Not terrible. That's what you would expect to pay at this cost. And it has Delirium. When it gets Delirium, if you have Delirium when you play this, when Ishkana Graf Widow enters the battlefield, if there are 4 more creatures coming, put 3 1/2 green spider creature tokens with reach onto the battlefield. So if you have Delirium when you play this, you will get a bunch of little spider babies. And then you can pay 1 black and 6 colorless. Target opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. So, well, I don't think this is really game changing. If she had Death Touch, it'd be really awesome. Otherwise, not that scary, but it could be really useful. But I guess if you can make some kind of spiders deck, this could be really nasty. But I'm not too I don't know, I don't find it all that scary right now. Alright, we have the Kecak Problem. 1 green for a 2/1, not bad. And you pay 1 green and 4 colors to transform the Kecak Prowler. So we have a lot of werewolves in this set that you actually just pay mana to transform them rather than wait for them to transform. Alright, so let's see what it transforms into. It turns into this Sinuous Predator, an Eldrazi werewolf, and it becomes colorless, I believe. Sinuous Predator can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. And it's a 4/4, so pretty nice. Very expensive to transform. 5 mana for a 4/4 that can only be blocked by 1. I guess that's okay. It's not super awesome, but I guess it could be okay. I mean, paying 1 mana for it is not bad, and then later on in the game you can transform it. So it's okay. I guess it needs, I don't know, I wouldn't throw it in any deck. Alright, Prey Upon. 1 green, it's a sorcery. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Okay, I like this. You know, green always can use, you know, removal cards, and this one has no real frills to it. Just play it and, you know, you kill, you know, or you damage something. Most of the time you're going to play it in a way that's advantageous to you, and its sorcery speed is not too bad. I mean, giving green instant speed removal is probably asking too much, so this is probably as good as gonna get. But for 1 mana, that's really nice. Still leaves you mana open to do other stuff, or you can even play a big guy and probably still play this. So I like this card. Very, very nice. Mostly because of the very cheap cost. Alright, we have a Primal Druid. 1 green, 1 colorless. When Primal Druid dies, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it into battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. I like this. This is when it okay, so you have to let this die, so it's not as good as the Gatecreeper Vine, but you get a nice 0/3 wall, so not bad for early game. And when it dies, search your library for a basic land card, put it into battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. So you're not really gonna accelerate your mana much with this unless you can sacrifice, and we've seen there's other cards that can do the sacrificing for you. So in the right deck, this could be really good. I could see this being in other more basic decks because it's a nice early game defender, and it can get you a land if it dies, but at 3 health it's gonna be a while before it dies most likely, so it's not gonna accelerate you that much. But I like it. Pretty neat card. It's just not as good as some of the like other cards we've had before, like Gatecreeper Vine and such. But moving on, we have the Bristle Howler. 1 green, 2 colorless, and that is a horrifying picture there. It's a 3/1 werewolf horror. Creatures with power less than Bristle Howler's power can't block it, and then you can transform it for a color, 5 colorless and 1 green. So 6 mana to make it into bigger. Creatures with power less than. Alright, so little guys can't block it, so that's good. Alright, so he's most of the time gonna be getting in for damage, and then he turns into the Harling Chorus, an Eldrazi werewolf, a 3/5. Creatures with power less than him can't block it, and when Harling Chorus deals combat damage to a player, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token onto the battlefield. Now this is kind of nice because little guys can't block him, bigger guys can, but it's got to be pretty big in order to kill it. So yeah, you'll probably have to force somebody to stay home, or you're going to be getting in. And if you're getting in, not only are you doing damage, you're making a bunch of tokens. So I like this. This is one werewolf horror that I kind of like. I could see the expense of this. At 3 mana for a 3/1 is, nah. I mean, I guess it's kind of fair, and the fact that it's kind of hard to block, it has some kind of evasion, makes it more useful. But probably again only gonna be in werewolf horror type decks. Alright, we have Spirit of the Hunt. 2 green and a colorless. It's a 3/3 rare wolf spirit. So 3/3 for 3 mana, not bad at all. And it has flash, so you can play it at instant speed. And when Spirit of the Hunt enters the battlefield, each other creature you control that's a wolf or wolf gets +3 defense until end of turn. So not bad. this is nice. I mean, it's got a built-in combat trick, it comes in at instant speed, and its cost is really good. So what's not to like here? Very cool card. I like it. I think you only see this in a wolf and werewolf deck, obviously, but it's still pretty good. I mean, even without that, 3 mana for a 3/3 flash creature is actually not bad at all. So good card there. I like it a lot. Alright, we have the Ovenwald Observer. 2 green, 4 colorless, a rare tree folk. It's a 6/6 for 6 mana. I guess that's pretty fair. And whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, draw a card. So late game guy, put them out there, and when things die, you'll get to draw cards. I guess it's okay. Yeah, I would use this. Because it's 6 mana for 6/6, which is really good. And whenever creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, so even when he dies, you get to draw a card. So, even by itself, that's pretty good. Teamed up with other creatures that will let you draw cards, that would be even better. So not bad. We have the Waxing Moon. 1 green, 1 colorless. Transform up to 1 target werewolf you control. Creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. Okay, so now this card here makes all those transforming werewolves so much better. Because they have very high cost for what you're getting. Now usually their transform state is pretty good, but the cost is really high, and this just makes it so much better. Yeah, I'd like to see a werewolf themed deck, Eldrazi werewolf horror deck. Alright, Wolfkin Bond. 1 green, 4 colorless. It's an aura. Enchant creature. When Wolfkin Bond enters the battlefield, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield, and enchanted creature gets +2/+2. So not bad at all. You can throw this on one of those werewolves, and you get a wolf creature plus making it bigger. Oh, but you know what? The cost of this is really high. 5 mana. I don't know. I mean, in a dedicated wolf deck, this could be really good, but it's just such a high cost. So I'm not enthused by it. I like the ability, but I'm not so sure about the cost. All right, we have Woodcutters Grits. 1 green, 2 colorless. It's an instant common, and a target creature you control gains +3/+3 and gains hexproof until end of turn. So, not bad at all. That is actually all really good. It's 3 mana, so, kind of not great there, but, I mean, the ability that it gives you is really, really good. You can use it on defense or offense. I like the versatility. You're not going to see this, I think, in every single deck, but it is not bad at all. Pretty cool. Alright, and then we have the Woodland Patrol. 1 green, 2 colorless for a 3/2 with Vigilance. I generally like Vigilance on creatures with a little bit better toughness. So it's just okay. The fact that it's human makes it a little bit better. You can make a humans deck with this, but otherwise I'm not too crazy about it. Alright, so that'll be it for now. The rest of these gold cards, we'll take a look at them in a different video. So guys, let me know what you think of these cards, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.